Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Crypto Corner, your crypto radar for all the latest news, reviews, market analysis and tutorials that help you master the crypto markets. And as the crypto markets are failing to recover, it's been now quite a few weeks of this kind of price action. We are hovering around 40,000 yet again. Now we just lost the 40,000 support. Yesterday I was talking about the fact that we are about to lose this support. Today we are losing it, and I want to focus on the monthly chart. The monthly chart is something that recently I started showing you a lot, because we are really reaching that point where the monthly chart is going to show us whether we are going into a longer term bear market or are we going to be coming out of this bear market. So the end of this month is going to be crucial, and I want to show you the charts now so that we actually know what to expect. But before I show you the chart, a quick disclaimer that these are my personal views. This is not financial or investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I give you just my personal opinions and my commentary on the market movements. And I'm doing technical analysis because, can you guess what is actually technical analysis for? What from this do you think is actually the purpose of technical analysis? You could argue that it's all four of them, but in fact, it's just two of these. And it's not making predictions about the future. It's not to confirm your expectations either. You can confirm your expectations, but really, you have to be identifying what is possible, what is most probable, and then reduce the risk. These are the three things that technical analysis is really aiming for. Finding out what is possible, what could happen, then finding out with different indicators what is the most likely scenario, what is most likely going to happen, what is the probability, and reducing your risk after you identified the possibilities and the probabilities. This is really what we are doing with technical analysis. Now, with that said, let's look at the chart, at the monthly chart of Bitcoin. This is really what I'm focusing on right now, because we are reaching, as you can see here, I've cleaned up the chart. We don't see many indicators or anything. We only see that blue line here. This is the 21 exponential moving average. And right now we are really touching this exponential moving average. Now it's very important on the monthly, this moving average is acting as a support. So as we are correcting or we are doing a short-term bear market, we usually come to this moving average to find support. If we fail to find support with this moving average, then we go into a long-term bear market. Now, short-term bear market is a few weeks to a couple of months. Medium-term bear market could be a few months to a year. Long-term bear market is over a year. And let's look at this in full screen. So basically what I'm saying right now is that this support level where we are touching currently, this is a crucial support level that we should not be losing, and we do have a chance of losing this level. Now, right now, this is sitting at around 36,000. So we did already revisit that, and as we broke below it, the buyers stepped in and pushed us above it. So we see that this month we actually started well. We started on green, but right now this is a very weak price action. We are above this moving average, but we are not having a solid green candle, which is worrying me, because as this is a doji, we have a very long wick on the top, which means that the buyers are failing to push the price upwards, and the sellers are really having the strength here. They're pushing the price down as we try to go above it. This means that we could close this month on this kind of a doji candle, and if that is to happen, we are at risk of losing this moving average and starting the next month on the red. Dropping below this moving average would actually mean a prolonged bear market. If we look back in time, what we will see here, this is what happened in 2018. So after the very strong rally in 2017, we started a correction, and that correction took us to this 21 exponential moving average. Now we found the support here, and as you can see, this green candle was quite a strong one. So we managed to bounce up from here, but the next month we started red again, and the sellers really pushed the price down to that moving average, and the following month we got even closer. Every time we got to that moving average, we were bouncing up from here, and the bulls were managing to fight and to keep this moving average still in play as a support. However, after 3 months of this bearish price action, we managed to break below this support, and we broke this with a lot of velocity, which was really bad for us. We went way down below this moving average, and then it took us, as you can see, 6 months to actually climb back above it. In 2019, finally in the summer of 2019, we had our first bull run, and we managed to break above this moving average. And from that point on, we were actually trading above this moving average. We corrected, we came to test it, we found the support again, and we bounced up again. Now this here, we had a black swan event, which was at the beginning of the pandemic. So this was a very brief breaking of this moving average. I remember actually mentioning that in one of my analysis back in the day. Very quickly after that though, we saw that the price moved back above it, and the following month actually shot way above this. And from that point, this moving average has been acting as our support. Every time we come close to it, we actually bounce up. This time, however, we are about to break it. And it's very important how we've ended this month. If in the end of February, we are close to this, we are below this, or above this, this will be very important. And of course, how we start the next month. So this moving average right now is what's going to determine whether we are actually going into a long-term bear market, whether the rest of this year is going to be a bear market, or is this actually the end of the correction? We found the support and we are going to be bouncing up from here, which is what ideally, that's what I want to see. Perhaps even another challenge of this, it's something that I would expect, finding the support, confirming it, and then going for the new all-time high, which would be probably towards the end of summer. It could even be before the end of summer. It really depends on the news as well, because right now we are getting some bullish news. I mean, in the headlines, we're actually getting mixed headlines. Of course, right now the big scare is that Russia could actually start an act of war against Ukraine. This is the big deal, and this is why stock market and commodities are down, and with them Bitcoin as well. So this could be one of the main reasons why we are really so undecided right now. Many people are exiting trades, but as you can see, we are not really dumping. I mean, we lost the 40k support, but not with a lot of velocity. We are still at 39,700. We are not dropping to 38, 37 or 36,000 immediately. There's no velocity in that drop, but it is undecided times, and possibly by the end of next week, we're going to know what's going to happen with the war between Russia and Ukraine, whether this is going to come to fruition or is it going to get cancelled, which is the best scenario, of course. This is what we want to see. So until then, many of the traders are sitting on the sidelines, just watching this price action and waiting to find out what could happen. Now, if we go further back in time, this is now the 2014 correction that we saw. After a very strong rally, prior to that, we went into a corrective mode. We actually failed to get out of the correction to do a recovery. We got rejected, and then we fell down to the 21 moving average. As we broke below this 21 moving average, we went into a full-on bear market, prolonged bear market, and we took a whole year. All of this price action here is 1 year. A whole year actually we went into a bear market before we managed to find the strength to break above the 21 moving average on the monthly, and from that point we went into another bull phase. So breaking below this moving average will be very detrimental to Bitcoin. It would mean that the rest of this year, I'm not saying that we have to have a complete repeat of this performance, but definitely for the next few months, we could be expecting more downwards price action, and that moving average could actually be way above us until we find the strength to break above it. And of course, right now, this moving average is sitting at around 36,000, 36,500. But it will move downwards. So, even if we break below it, we don't have to come all the way to 37 to break above it yet again. We could break above it at around 30,000, right? But breaking below this could actually take us not only to 30,000, it could take us below the 30k. And some people are already expecting that. I will first have to wait and see a confirmation of breaking of this moving average before I start talking about Bitcoin going to 30,000 or 28,000 or 25,000 even. So it is a possibility. However, right now this is not the most probable scenario. I'm really waiting to see what's going to happen with the news about Russia and Ukraine, because it could be that we're just consolidating here for a little longer and we bounce up from here, which will confirm that we are on the path to recovery rather than going into a full-on bear market. At the same time, there is one thing here that is really not in our favor, and it's this one, the markets. On the monthly, the markets have just printed a bearish cross. Not just, at the beginning of this year, in fact, but since the beginning of this year, we are going down on the markets. This is a bearish formation, and it's indicating that the next few months should actually be a continuation of this. So, both of these lines are actually bound to be going downwards for quite some time until they actually start turning. One of these is actually going to start turning, and it should be the blue one. As the red one is still going downwards, the blue line has to start turning. This will of course be depending on the price, because these are moving averages that we're looking at here. So as the moving averages start turning and they cross, so only when we see that happening, or at least for these two to start getting tight together on the low end, only then we can think of a recovery. So the longer term doesn't really look very good looking at the markets right now. This is only one of the indicators. We are not only looking at one indicator. Usually we take a look at a few different indicators. One thing that I like here, so we do have kind of conflicting indicators. One thing that I liked here is that this price action going downwards was supported by diminishing volume, and usually this is a bullish scenario, right? So price going down, volume going down is in fact a bullish indicator. And also we see that here in the sentiment analysis of Aurochs, this is one of the indicators that is using artificial intelligence. This indicator, usually as it comes down, we are actually finding bottoms. Right now we are here. We still have quite a lot of room to go downwards before we find the bottom. So it really depends on how long it's going to take us to go further down and find a bottom. We don't have to go all the way down here, but typically, if we get anywhere in this region, I would be expecting a bounce upwards in the price after that. But at this point here, we are a little bit too early. Yes, last time we actually came to that same level, we bounced up, and we can see that on the chart. We're talking about this level here, and then we had this upwards price action. So this is also possible that right now we are reaching the same kind of dip here in the sentiment, and most likely if we find the support here and we hold this support, we could easily just bounce up from here. We don't have to go all the way downwards. This bearish market this is what's really worrying me, and this is why I'm expecting that a drop below the 21 moving average is to be expected. Unfortunately, this could be a very possible scenario here. This episode of Crypto Corner is sponsored by BitYard, an exchange that I have been using for well over a year already. They operate in 150 countries with licenses in USA, Estonia and Singapore, and provide spot and leveraged trading on numerous assets. Not only they have loads of cryptocurrencies, including some of the newest coins to hit the market, but also derivatives such as crude oil, precious metals, gold, silver and more, stocks such as Nasdaq and MiniDAO, and they offer up to 100x leverage on many of these markets. What I find very useful is that on spot trading they separate cryptocurrencies in groups like DeFi tokens or proof of stake tokens or tokens from the Grayscale Trust portfolio or Binance Smart Chain tokens and so on. This makes it easier when I want to focus only on a specific category of tokens, and they keep adding more and more assets. They have tripled the list of supported coins since I started using this exchange, so there's a much better choice already. In terms of security, they keep the majority of their funds in cold storage, with only a smaller portion in hot wallets that are used to pay withdrawals, and all withdrawals are manually approved during working hours only, so there's less risk of violations or exploits. They offer a copy trading service, so users that aren't very experienced can take advantage of those who are more skilled and make profits by copying their trades in an automated and uncomplicated way. you can go through the stats for each trader and choose what amount to allocate to them, and you can choose multiple traders to copy at the same time. You can use it on a desktop or mobile. Their app is on both Android and iOS, so it's easy to use it on the go as well. As I said, I've been using this exchange a lot throughout the past year, and the customer service team is very responsive, unlike many other exchanges where I've had to wait for days and weeks sometimes to get any response. BitYard has a live chat service, so you can find assistance pretty fast. They also offer up to $258 in various bonuses for new users, so grab the invite link from the description below to register and find out more. Alright, well, now you're up to date. This is everything for this episode, guys. Thanks for staying until the end. As usual, if you like this video, show your support by leaving a like and a comment below, and share it with someone else who would benefit from watching it. Also, if you're new to this channel, make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification so you know when I'm posting a new episode. I'm coming to you on a daily basis with market analysis, news, reviews of established projects or new projects, and of course tutorials that help you master the crypto markets. Also, make sure that you check out the links in the description, where I drop the links to all of the services that I'm personally using and that I do recommend to you, such as top exchanges, top hardware wallets, the tools that I'm using for my market analysis, technical analysis, data aggregators, and some other services, crypto services that help me grow my crypto, earn interest on my crypto, and other things. So make sure that you check out these links. And I also drop the links to my 2 ebooks in there. Learn Crypto. This is the ultimate beginner's guide. It's got everything that you need to know about cryptocurrencies if you're just starting to invest in this. And Crypto Jargon A to Z. This is a complete dictionary, over 1,000 terms, acronyms, trading slang, all kinds of terms that you will actually see on social media or in videos where people are doing technical analysis or posting signals or just generally discussing blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. So I wrote these 2 ebooks to help you in your crypto journey. And if you want to be on my mailing list, I'm sending out a bi-weekly newsletter on the 1st and on the 15th of each month. I'm sending newsletters packed with information, market analysis, and other insights that will also help you navigate in the crypto sphere. So grab the link from there, join my mailing list, and I'm gonna see you in the next episode.